Hi guys, welcome back. I just wanted to thank you for making it this far in the course. I really hope it's been a valuable experience that's provided a lot of good information and insights for you to better master Google Ads. In this video, we're going to focus on optimizing an existing pay-per-click account with Google Ads. We're going to be looking here at the bookware account, but we'll also poke into a few other accounts to just show you some examples of things that you can do to optimize for better performance. So we'll dive into some specific strategies that I follow religiously with things like peel and stick, which is a pretty cool concept that was coined by Perry Marshall, and he's kind of an AdWords guru or just PPC guru in general. And then we'll talk about some other strategies as well as cover a few different tools that you can use to extract some data to help you make better decisions when optimizing a Google Ads account. So since we left off, I made a lot of adjustments to this bookware account and they seem to be working well. One thing to note in this sort of overview interface here, Google Ads will give you some top level insights regarding things that are changing often. One of those here is that 30% of our impressions have shifted away from mobile phones. You see we got plus 33% showing for computers or desktop. So that's only based on 946 impressions. So not a lot of statistical relevance here, but if we did have a lot more statistical relevance to make some adjustments based on these insights, I do want to show you how you can do that. This is based on the ad group level. So if we click into ad groups, and let's just use this college fairs ad group as an example. And let's back up our time range to the last 30 days, even though that's still, it's still not that much activity. But hey, we did get our first conversion, so that's a great sign. So that device-based bid adjustment can be found here. I know we talked about this in a previous video, but I just wanted to quickly show you again. It can just be a very powerful way to better optimize, especially for mobile. I particularly find the mobile search results and the pay-per-click ads to be premium real estate that's worth making some bid adjustments, especially if you're seeing stronger conversions coming through mobile. If most of your conversions are coming through desktop computers, maybe you'll employ a different strategy. Here we're bidding a little higher. We have a 30% bid adjustment for desktop and then 20% for mobile. So this is something that we're sort of experimenting with. I might even increase this a little bit higher just because it seems like our engagement with desktop users is a little stronger. But just to allude to things that you can do, again, mobile, in most scenarios, I tend to increase mobile bid adjustments anywhere from 50 to even 100% if it's performing well and it makes sense. So just something to consider. It's a powerful way to sort of boost performance rather easily without implementing a lot of labor-intensive strategies or things of that nature. So keep that in mind. Bid adjustments are a good, powerful tool to leverage. Let's jump back a bit and just show you. I think since we left off, I was talking about doing a peel and stick of the NACAC ad group, which was in this campaign. Here you can see it's paused. Instead of trying to optimize that particular ad group, I just put that into its own dedicated campaign. Again, because there's time relevance here, we have that scheduled to shut off at the end of the conference, which is coming up at the end of this month. We're also using that target search page location bid strategy type to ensure that our ads are showing up at the top of the search results. And this has profoundly increased our click-through rate. So it's so far this is working well. It's still very early to tell. This is only based on a few days of performance, but I think it's going to just benefit overall. So we'll get into another example here in a minute on this whole peel and stick concept and what that is. Again, I'm employing that same bid strategy type here for the college recruitment campaign. I feel like it just makes sense based on our objectives and making sure our ads are showing up at the top and above the organic search results. So that's why I'm sort of experimenting with that. So let's get into an example here of peel and stick. Peel and stick is a strategy that was coined by Perry Marshall, who is sort of a PPC guru. And I took a mastermind course with him and a guy named Mike Rhodes, who's based in Australia. And it was just extremely enlightening. And they talked a lot about this peel and stick strategy, which is exactly what it sounds like. So if we click into this college recruiting campaign, which is kind of next on my list of things that need attention, you can see that we're targeting some broad keywords around just recruiting giveaways. Here, however, we're mainly focused in this ad group on the college and university admissions audience. So this is these are the keywords that sort of resemble that ad group more. So, we could create just a general ad group for recruiting giveaways that targets not only colleges, but maybe a wider audience, say like hospitals and corporate recruiting. So it covers a little wider context. So that's one idea. But to get a little bit more granular with this example, if I scroll down, I can show you that we are targeting some keywords like college student recruitment strategies. So we're using this strategy theme, which actually does get a decent amount of activity or search volume per month. There's a couple more down here around college recruiting ideas, college recruiting strategies. So this theme around recruiting strategies / recruiting ideas, I think is a little bit more unique than the theme around college recruiting giveaways, which is what we're really trying to push with this ad group and the types of ads that we're showing. So I feel like it's a good opportunity to do a peel and stick for the keywords that reflect, recruitment strategy / ideas, and put them into their own ad group. So that's essentially what the peel and stick strategy is you're taking underperforming keywords in one ad group and you're peeling them and you're sticking them into a more relevant ad group that either already exists or you create a new one. In most cases, you're probably going to create a new ad group based on the theme. Sometimes you might find for larger accounts, there's an existing ad group that just seems to make more sense to put that keyword in which case you can do that. But in this case, we're going to focus on peeling and sticking into a new ad group. So I'm not going to worry about the general keywords yet. That could be down the road. But if we go through and just pinpoint, exactly which keywords we're looking at that focus on the strategy's idea theme, I'm just going to select them. And typically what you do is you can either copy them right here as you're selecting them, or in this case, I just pasted them here into EditPad Pro and expanded on some of the different match types that we're going to use for this new ad group. So in this example here, I'm just going to pause anything that we don't want right now. So college recruiting strategies, ideas, just go ahead and pause those. I think I got most of them, or all of them hopefully, but again, I'll sweep through and double check. But for time's sake, let's just keep rolling. We'll head back over to the ad group view, and we are going to create this just in the same campaign, the college recruitment campaign. It seems to align pretty well, so let's create this new ad group. We'll call it college recruiting strategies. Start the bidding off at $350, which is about what these clicks have been going for. Again, we'll maybe adjust, or we do have the top of page search location bidding strategy employed, so that will help us sort of automate that default bid to where we really want it. But we'll start it right there. I'm going to just paste the new keywords in there. So again, using a combination of phrase, exact, and modified broad. One thing we could try is university recruiting strategies. In fact, I'm just going to put that in there while I'm thinking about it. Just a variation. And I'm actually going to try just broad with college, because almost anything school, university, educational is sort of speaking to the same audience. I mean, there might be some private schools that will see these ads, in which case that's still relevant. So we're gonna try college and just broad there with these two keywords and modified. All right. You know, if we wanted to plug in the site or the destination URL to get keyword ideas, we can. In this case, we already pretty much know. So let's move on to create our ads. Seems to be taking its time here. So while it's rendering, I do have the ad copy created. We're sort of using a similar theme as the other ad group around college recruiting. I think the major difference is, well, I guess I'm not really sure yet. I think, oh, okay, yeah, the call outs, where we're talking a little bit more about empower your strategy. So, all right, let's create this new ad. The final URL is right here, using that same landing page. Again, just taking advantage of all three of the headlines. Recruit more college students. So we're still using the giveaways in the ad just because that's what bookware is. We don't necessarily want to say, you know, college recruiting strategy, because a user might click into this ad thinking they're going to get a PDF, which is actually a common search variation, is college recruiting strategy PDF. They're looking for an actual document for users to or to help them, you know, instruct their admissions recruiting strategy. So we want to make it clear that this is like an actual item or promotional product that they can use, in which case that's why we kept that in the headline too. Let's get our description text in there. And this is new stuff too that we're trying in that other ad group. Universities are setting enrollment records using bookware. See how they're doing it. I think that's a pretty compelling first description. And it's a true statement. You know, University of Georgia is continuing to see record high enrollment using bookware, so I think that's just a compelling point, in which case we're also going to use in the site links ad extensions. And this description 2, again, which may or may not show up, as well as the headline 3, sort of running with that similar theme of making a novel impression. Might be a little bit redundant, but we can tweak that over time. So again, just using the new expanded text ad feature to its full potential. You know, if your ads are still just you know, the headline 1, headline 2, and just a single description, updating your ads and implementing that third headline and second description, and maybe expanding on the description text, which is increased from 80 to 90 characters, is a good way to optimize. So consider that an option. It goes hand in hand with split testing, which I'll allude to here in a second. So we have that first ad made. I'm just going to duplicate it just so it has a lot of the same information, and we're going to try a different headline 1, improve college recruitment, which kind of alludes to ideas and strategies, impactful student giveaways, And again, just make a novel impression. I'm going to try a different introduction here. Empower your recruiting strategy and tell your story with bookware recruiting giveaways. Maybe I'll change that to recruitment, just so it's a little bit different from this version of recruiting. Looks good. And again, we could play with the display path here. In this case, we could just go with college recruiting if it fits, but it doesn't look like it's going to. So we'll just do colleges. Again, this is one that I like to try to keep fairly natural looking. I don't like to jam it with keywords and make capital letters or anything like that. Just keep it simple and tight. So that one's done. And again, create 3 ads for all your ad groups. In this case, I don't have a third ad prepared, so I'm just going to flip these two. And again, kind of going back to a previous video that talks more about ad copy and ad creative. We get more in depth with that, but the difference being, we want to have 2 ads that are relatively similar with subtle differences, and then you can have a third ad that's a little bit more one-off or unique and creative, sort of experimental. So we got our 3 ads all kind of geared toward this new theme of recruiting strategies, recruiting ideas. Another technique here that we're going to jump right into to help you optimize your Google Ads is creating ad group specific ad extensions. So you can set ad extensions to be on the account level. They can also be on the campaign level, is what they're at right now. Or you can create them on the ad group level. Again, we're just getting even more granular. So this, again, is just going to help drive greater ad relevance and hopefully more click-throughs as a result. For the site links, oh, it's only campaign level. Okay, so I wonder if Google Ads did a little switcheroo and stopped allowing us to do it on the ad group level. I guess we'll find out, but in this case I did have a few additional or more specific ad extensions we're going to use. All college case studies. Again, we're using the same URL, but just different text, and there's a lot of content on that case study page, and each case study surrounding the university. Here we have like Oglethorpe, University of Georgia, Northern Michigan. There's a case study about each of these colleges here on this page. So even though it's not saying like contact us or click to see our products, I feel like this approach is going to speak more to this audience of college admissions counselors who are looking for ideas and strategies to enhance their admissions. So we're going to try that and see sort of how it performs. So you have to think, if, let's say, the university admissions counselor from Notre Dame was, seeing this ad, and then they see all these other universities up here, and they're probably going to think, like, well, what's this bookware thing all about? That's sort of the intention here with this approach. I'm not sure if that one's going to fit. It looks like it's at 29 characters, which I think site links cap at 25. So we may have to adjust the length of that site link text, in which case I'll probably just do that for university, that, or we could change from Michigan to Mich, but that will do. Okay, so we have our new site links in there, very specific to the college university theme. As for callouts, down here, empower your strategy. So I know we did not use the word strategy or ideas in the actual ad copy, which could hinder our click-through rate performance and um, possibly quality score. But again, I want to drive relevant traffic, those who are open to the idea of product giveaways or the general nature of what bookware is. So I guess that's something we'll play with, but we might do some split testing around ads that actually speak to this being more of that empower your strategy theme. Yeah, so I'm almost wondering if I want to implement that in the ad copy right now, but just something to think about. Definitely want to ensure that your ad copy is as relevant as possible to the keywords and the audience that you're targeting. In this case, it's kind of on the fence. But I think you get the picture, a little peel and stick action of those underperforming keywords here in this ad group. I think their quality scores were like a 3 out of 10, so not very good. So hopefully by putting them into a new ad group, this will help improve their performance. Sorry guys, today's a little slow loading for Google Ads. Maybe it's my Chrome browser, but essentially that's peel and stick. If you are managing any sort of Google Ads account, you will definitely find yourself employing this strategy naturally. It's really effective. It's just a really solid way to continually create more granular ad groups based on certain themes that you're targeting. So here are the keywords that we're bidding. Let's see, let's head back to the ads real quick, and I think I'm going to change one of these ads here to that enhance. Yeah, I still don't like that. Well, never mind. I think you guys get the picture. That's peel and stick in a nutshell. For larger accounts, it's going to be definitely more impactful. All right, so we talked about peel and stick. We talked about creating ad group specific ad extensions. Or actually, no, that's the one thing we needed to check up on again was this idea of ad group specific ad extensions. So let's click into this ad group. We're still on ad view. Extensions. So these are still on the campaign level. So let's create a new site link. There we go. So you have to be in this view, apparently, to create ad group specific site links. So we sort of already implemented those. Again, we might want to redo that just so that they are specifically on this this ad group and not the campaign as a whole, because it looks like now we have some different extensions going on the campaign level. So again, just to reinforce the power of ad group specific extensions, it's just another way you can get more precise with your targeting, especially with the site links. If we go back to like Bear Claw and that account of the different types of bikes that the Thunderhawk is, it's that titanium gravel bike. Well, here we can create site links for the different version of which the Thunderhawk is. It's a titanium road bike, titanium road plus, mountain bike, you name it. So it's a good strategy to try out. It does take a lot more effort because you are creating very specific callouts and site links for specific ad groups. So if you're dealing with a very large account, it can be a lot to ask for of your time, but it's definitely worth it. It can help improve quality score with higher click-through rates and all that good stuff. So try that out. Ad group specific ad extensions is a good optimization strategy. So let's shift gears and talk about some more top level things that you can do to optimize your Google Ads account. I'm going to go into a different account completely, and we're going to talk here about somewhat of an unconventional, maybe even questionable strategy that some PPC advertisers would not advocate, and that's creating SE optimized PPC landing pages, which is somewhat of a mouthful, but essentially that's saying our landing pages that we're creating here for Google Ads can also be optimized for SEO. And the thing with SEO is the ranking factors are obviously very widespread and deep, but one of those factors is traffic and user engagement. So if we're driving more traffic to a page, naturally that's going to increase its SEO value or ranking potential. But if the engagement is high on those pages, that further is going to enhance the SEO value. So there is a misconception that if you have a PPC campaign running and because you have, you're synced up with Google Ads and you're operating with Google Ads and have ads showing, that's automatically going to increase your organic search results. That's not necessarily true. However, if you're driving traffic from Google Ads to some of your primary money pages or SEO, I guess you could say landing pages, even though I don't really like to use that term for organic search, naturally that can help improve the ranking of that particular page. So this here is an example I'm going to show you. The account is Current Pixel. They do like media conversion, like VHS to DVD. In this case, we're looking at the ad group for 8mm, which is like an old tape, like a digital 8, high 8 are all different names for this type of video format that's becoming outdated. So people are looking to convert or transfer this 8mm type of video format. So we do not have specific landing pages set up. They are actually just the core pages of the website that we've optimized for SEO. But they're not bad from a PPC perspective. If we click into this ad group, or excuse me, the landing page, you can see it's pretty obviously optimized for convert 8mm to DVD/digital. This company is based in Atlanta, so we have kind of a local play. But it does generate conversions too for paid ads. It's got a call to action here. We have another point of call to action, some imagery, but pretty deep with that SEO friendly content, some testimonials. So it's not a horrible landing page for PPC. I mean, obviously it could be better in kind of trimming back the navigation or the different options a user can take. I mean, I know that's sort of landing page best practices of optimizing for conversion, but we don't have the budget nor resources at this time for this account to employ those strategies. So right now we're just using the inside money pages that we've optimized for SEO. But as a result of creating a Google Ads account for Current Pixel here and generating very in-market traffic based on these different keyword themes, it has helped increase the organic SEO performance of this page. In fact, Current Pixel ranks really well on a national level for this theme around 8mm conversion. So something that you can employ, and I actually, despite getting flack from other people in the industry or sort of search marketing community about this, creating SEO friendly or SE optimized PPC landing pages is highly effective. In fact, using the bookware, or not bookware, but the Bear Claw, we could just go to that site real quick. We haven't launched the campaign yet, but this is one project in which I'm really excited to generate traffic to this page that's ranking extremely well for titanium gravel bike, and seeing if driving Google Ads users to this page seeing how that impacts SEO performance. If we can jump from our current like #3 organic search ranking for titanium gravel bike to maybe a #2 or #1, could be a long shot, but something I'm very interested in employing. So landing pages are sort of a unique concept in itself, or conversion rate optimization for landing pages. Going back to bookware, sorry, we're kind of shifting gears all over the place, but hopefully the concepts remain consistent. One thing I did was put the bookware video on the page. It's not in the top folds, but I feel like because engagement was pretty low on this page, this could help keep users around a little longer, which could maybe improve our quality score. Again, we do have the contact form here. I thought about maybe bringing this up a little higher. So with Google Ads optimization, not only are you trying to optimize, the account itself, but if you can pinpoint ways to optimize the landing page and really hone in on what the goals are of the account and how you can facilitate those conversions, that in itself is PPC optimization and a critical component of that. So definitely assess your landing page performance. And a completely opposite thing here from using the whole like SE optimized PPC landing pages is using certain tools to help you build a better landing page experience. And one of those is Unbounce. Let's head back to the home page. Just kind of checking out the pricing because it is not free, but Unbounce is a very powerful tool that helps you create very simple and conversion-oriented landing pages. Essentially, you'll create these very seamless pages for pay-per-click, or you can use them for social media or wherever you're taking your users to. But if we actually click into like landing pages here, you can kind of get a feel for just how seamless they are. They basically strip out the navigation, so you're only leaving users with very few options, one of which here, book me. Got the contact form right up there at the top. Very seamless user experience overall and very conversion driven. So Unbounce is a really awesome tool that I highly recommend checking out. Essentially what you do is you set up Unbounce. It uses like a subdomain on your actual site, even though you're kind of using the templates that they provide here on Unbounce. And it's pretty powerful stuff. I mean, right here they even speak to quality score and improving your cost per click. So they get it. They understand that's kind of their target audiences, individuals like us who are using Google Ads. So I definitely recommend checking this out. In fact, I think we're going to try it for Thunderhawk, or excuse me, Bearclaw. We might even use it for bookware because right now I'm certainly not too happy with this landing page. It just has way too many options for users. It's got this image banner at the top that's occupying a lot of precious space. The conversion form, or contact form rather, is down here. So check out Unbounce. That's a really strong tool to use. I think that's kind of all I wanted to speak on that. I don't think it's too cheap though, so again, if you can find like a happy medium and do some conversion rate optimization on the landing pages you currently have going, that's kind of what I'm trying to do here based on my limited capabilities with this WordPress theme. But hey, we did get one conversion from the college fair ad group, so far it's working all right. So we'll close out of that. I wanted to show you Google Optimize, which is sort of a handy tool if you want to create experiments. We don't have any of those set up right now, but essentially it's pretty easy to set up, and you can sync it with your Google Analytics, which it will show up in the Google Analytics dashboard. And I personally, I don't think we're going to use this for bookware, but I do want to use Google Optimize for Bear Claw, because what's going to happen here with Bear Claw is we have what I call the portfolio pages. That's all these pages. There are SEO money pages that rank really well in organic search, but even though we're going to put in a call to action either up right here or right here to buy or order the bike, that's going to take users to an actual e-commerce experience where they can place an order and actually buy this bike, because right now they can't on this page. Like I said, it's just like the portfolio page that kind of just shows off the pretty pictures and what the bike offers. So I want to do an experiment and test how this page performs versus the future e-commerce product page, which I foresee probably having a little bit higher conversion rate, but it might not have as strong of a user engagement. So there might be a higher bounce rate, there might be less time on site, which could actually hinder performance with Google Ads and things like keyword quality score, and things like that. So with using Google Optimize, you can set up an A/B test that runs an experiment based on 2 different landing pages. So it's a pretty handy tool. Again, it syncs up with Google Analytics, so you can see how it's performing through Google Analytics. So Google Optimize is definitely a pretty cool tool to check out, especially if you're doing any sort of split or A/B testing. Again, I think it's going to be most applicable to the Bear Claw, given the fact that we have a couple options to take users based on the different bikes that they're interested in. So that's a handy tool that can help you optimize your Google Ads account. Check that out. It's I think it's only been around for a year or two, so I think they're making a lot of improvements to it. It's sort of undergone a lot of changes just in the last year with the different features and just how to set things up. But that's Google Optimize. Definitely give it a look, see if it makes sense for your projects. The other tool I wanted to bring up is just good old-fashioned Google Analytics. And if you're not too familiar with Google Analytics, I just want to give you a quick rundown. You'll first be shown this kind of overview similar to Google Ads, just some top-level insights based on the last 7 days performance. But if you have it synced up with Google Ads, it has this option here for Google Ads, so you can see all your campaigns and ad groups and keywords and how those are performing. It does provide more insight than what you see in the Google Ads interface. In fact, let's just head back to bookware. But before we get into that, I wanted to show you guys just kind of where I go when I go to Google Analytics. I'm personally not certified in Google Analytics, so by all means, I'm not like a experienced professional with it, even though I use it every day. But going to acquisition, all traffic, and then channels, here you can get a pretty good understanding of where your traffic is coming from. In this case, most of our traffic is coming from direct users just going straight to bookware. We have a Facebook ad program or a Facebook ad campaign running right now, so we're also getting traffic from social, organic search. Surprisingly, paid search is kind of low on the list, which is fine. But if we back up, just take a look at a little longer time range here, starting August 1st till today, we can see just some different metrics of how users are engaging with the site based on what channels are coming from. So we're seeing the strongest engagement from users who come from referral, which is other sites. I know we have a lot of listings out there, like directory listings. So if they were to hit like the yellow pages listing for bookware and then come to the site to learn more, it only makes sense that referral visits are a little bit more engaged. They spend a little bit more time on the site. But here's what we really wanted to assess is how paid search is performing. Again, only based on a little over 100 users in this time frame, but the bounce rate is really high. 87.6% bounce rate is pretty atrocious, and average time on that landing page is 19 seconds. So using analytics can help you understand how users are engaging with your landing pages, and if you see numbers like this, you can start to draw conclusions that, like, okay, obviously this landing page isn't performing too well, so we either got to make some adjustments, maybe use a tool like Unbounce to sort of optimize for conversions from pay-per-click users. So just analytics in general is a great tool to use to help you optimize for Google Ads. Again, if you do have it synced up, you can click here into the Google Ads option and check out your campaigns. We just have the two going right now. Should have a conversion recorded. I guess it hasn't picked up on that time frame. But you can also see a lot of other interesting things that sort of sync up right now. They have the new site links. I don't know if this is in beta still, but we can see that users who click the CL case studies site link and how they interact, still just bouncing pretty much immediately. But all kinds of stuff that you can sort of dive into with the Google Ads sync here. If we go into behavior, and I believe this is under site content and content drill down. Here's our landing page, and here we can see overall, maybe the average time on site wasn't quite as horrible as I thought it was for that landing page, but still extremely high bounce rate, a high exit rate on that page. So overall, it's not performing that well. So there's a lot to Google Analytics that you can use to give you some insight, at least pull some data that can help you sort of instruct new strategies to implement. I feel like there was one other thing I wanted to show you guys here. I think it was, yeah, the behavioral flow. That was it. So this is kind of a cool tool. So again, here's our landing page, the college recruiting theme. Here we can see the user path that users take when they reach a page of your site. And you can do this beyond just pay-per-click. You can do this for all your traffic. So this is the home page. These are users coming to the home page. These are users coming to that landing page. Again, like a huge majority of them drop off. 503 drop-offs out of 527, which is a vast majority of users exit. For those who do not exit, it looks like that most of them just go to the home page. From the home page, it looks like most users go into the products if they don't drop off. It looks like even homepage engagement's pretty awful. Some of them go to the contact page. So this is kind of a cool tool that you can use to see where users are going after they've hit the landing page. This is also just good reinforcement that having less options other than sort of the conversion funnel for your landing page is important. Another reason to use something like Unbounce or just a better landing page experience in general. But behavioral flow is pretty cool. It's a feature that I use not only with Google Ads, but with SEO and just sort of general analytics. So check that out. It's pretty sweet. Definitely, it's good to get somewhat familiar with analytics in general. I hope we can introduce a training course in the future for analytics specifically, as well as other marketing channels. But until then, guys, this has been Google Ads training course. Thank you. Have a good one. Peace.